Greetings, everyone, and welcome back. Sending you love and light from the one infinite creator.
It's wonderful to be diving into this material with you all again.
Absolutely. And today we're doing something special based directly on a listener request. We're dedicating this entire deep dive exclusively to session 92 of the Law of One.
That's right. We're aiming for a really insightful, positive, and hopefully engaging look at every single question in this session. Maximum detail, maximum understanding.
Exactly. Our mission, should we choose to accept it. Namaste, I am you, and you are me.
Namaste. Session 92, it really carries on from previous discussions, doesn't it? More on the instrument's condition, but then it digs deep into those mental archetypes, the matrix, the potentiator.
Yeah, fascinating stuff. So let's just jump right in. Question 92.1. The usual check-in on the instrument's condition.
Right. And Rye's assessment is, well, straightforward. They say she's slightly more distorted towards weakness in every respect compared to the last time they asked.
Okay. So a slight decline,
Yeah.
which leads directly into 92.2, what's causing this increased weakness.
Ra gives a sort of two-part answer, a duple cause, they call it.
Okay.
First, it's the constant pressure of, well, substantial pain. And this is apparently accentuated by a psychic greeting, which makes other physical issues worse, not just the arthritis.
So a combined negative effect there.
Exactly. And the second part is this continued, slight, but noticeable loss of vital energy.
Why the vital energy loss, though? What's the dynamic there?
Well, Ra connects it to the instrument needing to consciously use her will to, like, clear the path for the service to others' work they're doing. When her physical or mental energy is low, she has to tap into those deeper vital reserves.
Right, like overriding the physical limitations through sheer will, but that takes its toll on a deeper level.
Precisely. It requires drawing on that vital energy pool.
Okay, so then 92.3 asks, naturally, what can be done? The questioner mentions bringing swirling water.
Yeah, the practical support. And Ra acknowledges the group's efforts, telling them to continue in peace and harmony, saying they already do much.
But there's a deeper point, isn't there?
Oh, definitely. Ra shifts the focus squarely onto the instrument herself. They say she needs to choose her manner of beingness and, crucially, evaluate her distortion towards martyrdom.
Martyrdom, wow.
Yeah. Ross stresses that this choice, this evaluation, can only be made by her. It's an internal alignment issue.
That's powerful. Okay, moving on to questions 92.4 and 5. This deals with the return of that fifth density negative visitor.
Right. The question is, why now? And Ra again gives two connected reasons happening around the same time.
Which were?
Firstly, the negative entity itself had managed to recover a significant amount of its negative polarity. It regained strength, so to speak.
Okay.
And secondly, at roughly the same time, there was a temporary dip in the positive harmony within the group itself.
So like an opening or an energetic resonance that allowed the visitor back in.
That seems to be the implication, a combination of the entity's renewed strength and a slight weakening in the group's positive field.
Interesting dynamic. Okay, 92.6 brings it back to the instrument's physical health, specifically stomach problems, maybe constipation.
And Ra's answer here is quite simple. They basically say that the healing methods the group members are capable of are already being used.
So kind of a you're already doing what can be done response.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Trusting the process and the group's abilities, it seems.
All right, now we get into the tarot discussion. Question 92.7. They're asking about distortions remaining in the Egyptian tarot cards after accounting for the astrological stuff they discussed before.
Exactly. And Ra clarifies that the remaining sort of distortions aren't really distortions in the negative sense, but rather elements tied to the specific Egyptian culture Ra presented the tool within.
Like the specific myths or imagery of that time and place.
Precisely. Things like specific clothing styles or unfamiliar mythical figures.
Uh-huh.
Ra advises looking for the heart of the image, the core concept, and not getting too hung up on the cultural specifics.
Makes sense. Focus on the archetypal meaning.
Right. And Ra feels this version, the Egyptian one, has the least inevitable distortion compared to other possibilities.
So does that mean, as asked in 92.8, that this Egyptian tarot is the best version available to us now?
Ra agrees, yes. They consider it the most undistorted version of the images they offered, available in our current illusion.
But with a caveat.
Always a nuance with Ra. They add that other symbolic systems, other types of tarot or oracles, can still be very helpful in their own way. They can provide a useful structure for an adept exploring the archetypical mind.
So it's the best representation of Ra's original images,
Yeah.
but not necessarily the only valid tool.
Exactly. It depends on the individual and what resonates.
Got it. Now, 92.9 introduces an analogy for the first archetype, the matrix of the mind. The idea is a newborn comes in with a fresh, undistorted matrix, veiled from the potentiator, ready for experience.
And Ra's response is very clear. Just yes.
Simple confirmation, so that basic concept holds true.
It seems so. The conscious mind as a kind of potential space at birth.
Okay. Then 92.10 presents a statement. Until an entity becomes consciously aware of the evolutionary process, the logos, or intelligent energy, creates the potentials for an entity to gain the experience necessary for polarization.
Again, Ra confirms simply, this is so.
So the universe itself provides the learning opportunities, especially before we're consciously directing our path.
Right. The potential for polarization is built into the system by the logos.
Now, 92.11 gets a bit more complex.
Yeah.
It tries to link the potentiator, the archetypical mind, the logos, and the veil's role in developing will. It's quite a mouthful.
It is. And Ra acknowledges it needs some untangling. They break it down.
Okay, how so?
First, they talk about pre-incarnation programming. It involves a system of learnings, but it's partially randomized.
Randomize.
Yeah, and the amount of randomness depends on how new the soul is to third density. More randomness for newer souls, perhaps less structure.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
This set of potential learnings is carried in the deep mind, which the questioner is linking to the potentiator.
Right.
But Ra makes a key distinction here. This potential doesn't actually reside in the universal archetypical mind itself.
Oh, where then?
It arises from the entity's insertion into the energy web of the physical body and the planet. It's the interaction that creates the potential field for that life.
Ah, I see. It's not stored in the archetype, but the archetype helps us understand the process of potential.
Exactly. Ra says the potentiator of the mind archetype can still be profitably evoked by students, even with this clarification. It's a useful concept for grasping potential.
So, following that, 92.12 asks directly, is the potentiator of mind the source of this pre-incarnative programmed catalyst?
And Ra gives a very direct no.
Okay, definitively not the source.
Right. Ra rephrases the potentiator's role again. It's an archetype that helps the adept grasp the nature of pre-incarnative and ongoing choices. A tool for understanding, not the origin point of the programming itself.
That distinction seems really important. All right, 92.13 brings another analogy, trying to link free will, intelligent infinity, potentiator, and matrix. Sounds like the questioner might be a bit confused here.
Yes, Ra offers a fairly detailed correction. The questioner suggested the potentiator taps the matrix. Ra flips it.
How so?
Ra says it's the matrix of the mind that reaches out, like kinetic, intelligent infinity reaches through free will for the logos.
Okay.
For us as individuals, our own beingness, the sub-logos, as Ra calls it, potentiated by free will, reaches out towards intelligent infinity, which Ra equates with love, and also reaches towards our conscious, waiting self, the matrix.
So the matrix is receptive, awaiting input.
Kind of, yes. It's the conscious self being reached for, and this whole dynamic, driven by our free will, enriches the creator's experience through us.
Wow, okay. And Ra also confirms that our unique potential biases make our catalyst unique, forming a coherent pattern.
Yes, they use beautiful language, a dance, a many-figured tapestry of motion. Our potential shapes our unique path.
Lovely. Okay, 92.14, a simple-sounding statement. When the catalyst of the mind is processed by the entity, the experience of the mind results. Catalyst leads to experience. Seems obvious.
It seems obvious, but Ra adds a layer of subtlety. They mention subtle misdirections due to the overriding qualities of the significator.
The significator,
Yeah,
the overall self, the personality.
something like that. The integrated self experiencing the incarnation. While Catalyst does yield experience, Ra reminds us that because of free will and our, frankly, imperfect memory in this density, Catalyst often gets only partially processed or understood.
So the resulting experience might be skewed or incomplete compared to the full potential of the catalyst.
Exactly. We don't always learn the full lesson, you might say.
That resonates. Okay, 92.15 suggests that the interplay between matrix, potentiator, catalyst, and experience forms the significator of mind. Is that basically right?
Largely correct, according to Rob, but with one important qualification. The significator isn't just passively formed. It's both the actor and the one being acted upon in this whole process. It's actively involved.
Ah, so it's part of the dynamic, not just the end result.
Precisely. Without exception, Ross says the statement is largely correct.
Got it. 92.16 asks about conscious programming before incarnation. As we become more aware, do we start programming our own future lives?
Ross agrees, yes. We become more conscious co-creators of our experiences as we evolve.
But they make that distinction again, don't they?
Yes, very important. They stress again that this discussion is about the individual's incarnational journey, their specific experiences. It's not about the archetypical mind itself.
The archetype is the map, the journey is the individual experience.
A good way to put it, the archetypical mind is a resource available to all but used unevenly. And many people live lifetimes without ever consciously trying to articulate or understand these deep processes.
Right, okay. 92.17 presents a very eloquent description. Energy center activation leading to contact with intelligent infinity, and then reaching what the questioner calls the great way of the mind. Is this sequence correct?
Ra says no, politely but firmly.
Ooh, why not?
While the description of relationships within the archetypical mind might be eloquent, Ra clarifies it doesn't map onto the incarnational progression of the mind-body-spirit complex.
So again, confusing the archetype with the personal journey.
Exactly. The archetypical mind doesn't equal the evolving self. And Ra also clarifies the great way of the mind. It's not some state achieved after contacting intelligent infinity.
What is it then?
It's actually a part of the archetypical mind itself. It denotes and configures the framework, the structure within which the mind, body, and spirit archetypes operate and move. It's foundational, not culminative.
Okay, that's a significant clarification. Now, 92.18 goes back to the baby touching a hot stove example. What's the role of the potentiator of mind here?
Ra gives a really insightful breakdown. They say both the potentiator of mind and the potentiator of body are involved in the infant's drive for new experiences.
Both mind and body seeking input.
Yes. And interestingly, Ra notes the infant already has a highly developed significant self, the harvest of past life biases. The spirit, however, might not be as consistently developed yet.
Hmm.
So the matrix of the mind, being unfed by current life experience, reaches out via free will, like that kinetic, intelligent energy creating the logos. The sub-logos, the individual self articulated by the potentiators, uses free will to alter its experience.
And the results.
The results of these experiments, like touching the stove, get recorded in the matrix of the mind and the matrix of the body. Learning happens on both levels.
Fascinating. So 92.19 asks, are all infancy activities basically just the potentiator of mind at work?
Ra gives a two-part answer. First, while mind functions are central, it's not only the potentiator of mind. The potentiator of body also initiates action, and sometimes even the spirit complex.
So it's more integrated than just mind-driven.
Right. And the second part is that as an entity becomes more aware of spiritual evolution, more activities start being influenced by the transformation archetypes, indicating conscious evolutionary intent.
A shift in focus as we mature spiritually. Okay, 92.20 looks at the tarot card again, the seemingly male matrix and female potentiator. Why that gender association?
Ray explains there's an energetic attraction. Matrix resonates more with biological male, potentiator with biological female.
And this has practical implications.
Yes, in energy transfer, Ray says the female can potentiate the male's conscious mind, helping him feel more inspirited. They offer a general principle. Reaching tends to be male, awaiting tends to be female in polarity terms.
A fundamental polarity dynamic.
Right, and Ray encourages deeper reflection on this whole polarity system.
Okay, 92.21 describes card #2, the potentiator, veiled female, rectangular block, 2 different pillars. Is the veil symbolizing the conscious-subconscious divide?
Yes, Ray confirms that's quite accurate. The veil between the matrix conscious and the potentiator subconscious.
And the different colored pillars in 92.22. The questioner suggests equal opportunity for positive or negative potentiation.
Ra says that interpretation is correct, but there's a more perceptive angle.
Which is?
That the priestess, potentiator, sits within a structure where polarity, the light and dark pillars, is integral and necessary. It's fundamental to the design.
Ah, so it's not just about choice, but
Yeah.
about the nature of this density.
Exactly. The unfed mind, like intelligent infinity, has no polarity. But third density is designed with polarity. The potentiator's inherent polarity isn't something the matrix chooses. It's a given condition to be accepted and worked with.
So 92.23 concludes, Polarity is the foundation of this illusion, represented by the columns.
And Andrew Waugh confirms that conclusion directly, yes.
The 92.24 notes the pillars are drawn identically but shaded differently, suggesting identical experiences approached with different polarities.
Ra agrees with that interpretation too, and adds another point. Right. The symbol of spirit is shown manifesting on each pillar. This signifies that the Creator offers itself fully to everyone, regardless of their chosen polarity.
Universal availability of spirit. Nice. Okay, 92.25 focuses on the hidden book on the priestess's lap. Hidden knowledge needing action.
Ra acknowledges the perception is correct, but notes the specific image of a book wasn't their conceit.
So what's the deeper meaning Ra intended?
Ra states that the feminine principle of mind itself is the book. It's unusable, its secrets inaccessible, until the male principle symbolically penetrates its inner wisdom.
Wow. And the robes.
The robes represent customs or societal shielding of these principles, creating that dynamic tension between the conscious matrix and the subconscious potentiator.
Powerful symbolism. 92.26 asks simply if other parts of the picture are not from Ra.
And Ra says, yes, the astrological symbols are not theirs.
Okay. 92.27. The priestess sits on a rectangular box. Does this mean the potentiator dominates material illusion?
Ra rephrases it. It suggests the potentiator is imminent, close at hand within all manifestation. Opportunities to reach it are everywhere, but the potentiator itself doesn't enter manifestation directly. It remains behind the veil.
Accessible, but distinct from the material. Makes sense. 92.28 asks about the half moon on the crown, representing subconscious receptivity.
Ra says the moon symbol wasn't theirs, but it's acceptable within our culture where moon is seen as feminine, sun as masculine. So no significant distortion there.
Tolerable cultural overlay. And the symbol on her shirt in 92.29, was that from Ra?
The crux ansata, Unk, is correct, Ra confirms. But any additions or slight distortions are astrological and can be disregarded for Ra's meaning.
So what is the meaning of the crux ansata, according to 92.3? Sign of life, spirit enlivening matter.
Yes, Ra agrees with that, but adds a further meaning.
And that is?
It also illuminates the continuation of consciousness being potentiated in incarnation and beyond incarnation, life enduring.
Ah, continuity. Okay, 92.31 asks about the grapes on the cloth. Were those from Ra?
A simple yes from Ra.
And the interpretation in 92.32, grapes as fertility of the subconscious.
Ray agrees, and adds to notice the mantle or cloth itself. It provides great protection, inherent in potentiation. Bearing fruit is a protected activity.
Interesting. But the protection, as noted in 92.33, seems to be only on the right side. Does this mean greater protection for the positive path?
Ray confirms this perception is correct. It indicates an inborn bias, offering information about the more efficient polarity, which is the positive path.
A subtle hint towards service to others.
Seems so. And Ray then indicates time for one more full query.
Right, the final big one, 92.34. It gives that detailed example again. Infant, positive-negative potentials from the potentiator accumulating in the matrix, coloring polarity.
And Ray gives a two-part response, circling back to key distinctions.
First part.
Reiterating the difference between the archetypical mind, the map, and the entity's incarnational experience, the journey. Essential distinction.
And second.
Clarifying that each potentiation reached for by the matrix is recorded by the matrix, but experienced by the significator, the whole self. And how it's experienced depends on the acuity of the catalyst and experience processes within that individual.
How well they process the input, essentially.
Exactly. Ra then asks for briefer queries as they prepare to leave.
So the last quadrant, 92.35, is practical. How to improve the instrument's comfort and the contact.
Ron reassures the support group they're doing well, then advises the instrument again to ponder earlier words about martyrdom and vital energy.
And a warning.
Yes, a caution that continued calling upon vital energies will end the contact, and it isn't needed. The instrument must find the key to this riddle to avoid losing service capacity.
A serious nudge for introspection.
Definitely. But Ra ends positively, saying all is well, alignments are exemplary, and leaves in the love and light.
Adonai. Wow, what a session. So much packed in there, especially untangling the matrix, potentiator, and significator roles.
Absolutely. It moves from the practicalities of the instrument's health right into the deepest mechanics of consciousness and pre-incarnative choice. And the tarot analysis is just so rich.
It really is. Those distinctions between the archetype as a tool or map and the individual's lived experience using that map seem critical.
Yeah, and the idea that the catalyst is offered, but our experience depends on how we process it through the significator. That puts a lot of emphasis on our own inner work and awareness.
It certainly does. So for you listening, maybe pause and reflect on that interplay in your own life. How does your conscious mind, your matrix, reach for potential? What experiences shape your significator?
And consider that inborn bias Ram mentioned. How does the idea of a subtle leaning towards the positive path resonate with your own intuition or understanding of efficiency and evolution? Lots to ponder.
Definitely. A truly beautiful and insightful session, just as requested.
Indeed. And with that, we hold you once again in the love and the light of the one infinite creator.
Go forth rejoicing. Namaste. I am you and you are me.